Welcome back. Now, this coming Saturday will be marking World Youth Skills Day. Many communities face issues such as underdevelopment, poverty and unemployment. While asset-based community development can build on existing, tonight we look at how commercial assets can transform a community. Margaret Arnold joins us to discuss the Investec Upskills River Youth for Transformative Future in the Northern Cape. Thank you so much for your time, Margaret. We do appreciate it. There's obviously a lot of panic and concern given the youth unemployment rates, given the lack of opportunities that young people are open to or subjected to. Many would say that young people are often overlooked and not given equal opportunities. Maybe just speak to us about the importance of upskilling the youth, especially in these disadvantaged communities.
Hi there, and welcome to your viewers. Yes, it's particularly important to, to focus on unemployment. Obviously, youth unemployment is significantly high in South Africa, and even more so in impoverished and rural communities. Often there are very, very few opportunities in these communities. So the youth, they lack, there's a lot of hopelessness. And a feeling that, they've been long forgotten.
Okay, so maybe just speak to us about this program or this initiative that you are going to be embarking on to try and get young people skilled in these environments.
Yes, sure. So tonight I'll chat to you about our first investment which occurred in the community of Touws in the Western Cape. What happened there was we had a commercial asset our corporate banking division had financed. They had assisted one of our partners, Pele Green Energy, to obtain a stake in a solar plant in the Touws community. Knowledge Pele, which is the social development arm of the Pele Energy Group, approached us to inject some development funding into the community that hosts that commercial asset. And it was actually a no-brainer for us, because what we like to do with our enterprise development funding is to focus it in a particular area to create greater impact. So what we did was we granted the Knowledge Pele team 5 million rand to start a hydroponics farm in the Touws community. The reason for the hydroponics farm is that a lot of these solar plants aren't long-term employment creating or generating. Once the construction phase is over, employment generally is limited. So we are looking to develop businesses around these commercial assets to sustain these communities once the commercial asset has long been moved on. So the idea was to start a hydroponics farm, and the reason for a hydroponics farm is that it is a lot less land and water use than your commercial type of funding. The skills that are required for hydroponic farming are found in that particular community. So it was, it was quite easy for us to do that. We granted the Pele group the funding, and the hydroponics farm started in 2021. We employed 20 youth from that particular community. It's worth mentioning that 85%, there's 85% unemployment in that particular community. So any opportunities like that youth can see are being successful has a massive impact in the community, not only on the lives of the youth that are employed, also their families and ultimately the community as well.
Let's also just speak about future opportunities for the youth of today. I mean, this is a great initiative that you've embarked on, and obviously it's going to really change the lives of many. But what about some future opportunities that young people can look forward to?
So what this particular case study in Touws has provided, a wonderful opportunity to replicate the model in other, remote areas. We have, because of the success of the hydroponics farm in Touws, they've actually received additional funding to expand that hydroponics farm, which means that more youth will become employed via that route. What we've done is we've granted an additional 10 million rand funding to Knowledge Pele to replicate the model in another remote town in Copperton in the Northern Cape. And we hope that, other sectors will see the benefits of this and also be able to replicate similar models, thereby encouraging youth and enabling youth to become economically active participants.
Okay, so what happens to those that are watching this, that want to be part of this, but also to those that don't have an opportunity to really have access to these opportunities? So, for example, those that are in far-flung areas that want to be part of all of this but don't know how.
So my suggestion would be for any youth or anyone that is unemployed, currently South African citizens under the age of 35, is to contact Yes for Youth and to apply via the Yes for Youth website. And what happens then is they are matched to typically to corporates that take part in this youth employment program, and they will be funded a year's opportunity, a year's working opportunity. For us, it's also very important that post the year of work opportunity, that those youth become permanently employed, or are at least able to start their own business ventures to be able to sustain their families and provide for them in the long term.
Certainly. Well, we do hope that it's going to make a significant difference given the massive challenges we face in this country when it comes to youth unemployment. Thank you so much for your time. That is Margaret Arnold, who's Investor Relations at Investec.